Hey, my name's Joe Chris, and I've been an assistant to composers in Hollywood for the past few years. I've worked on shows for Netflix, ABC, Paramount, and a few others, and I want to share with you something I've done to help speed up our workflow. One thing that happens when you're working on TV shows is you really get a week to do it. Post production is on such a tight schedule because people are booked out months in advance to make sure things work. So we have deadlines we have to hit, and oftentimes we get a show on Monday with it needing to be complete by the following Monday. That means all of the music needs to be written, mixed, recorded, and delivered within 7 days. So one of my roles was to manage the writing team on some of these projects, and we use a software called CueDB, which is where we would put all of our spotting notes when they'd come in from these companies and sort of and manage everything, either assigning cues to people or keeping track of what's been done, or even just for the composer, if it's a one composer project, to know what they need to do and like manage their time properly. When you take a look at our spotting notes, there's a lot of information. There's the cue title, there's the time code where the cue occurs, where it starts and stops. There's the spotting notes themselves, like this is what the music should be, this is where the music comes in and where it comes out. And all of these things can be kind of annoying to copy and paste from a PDF into CueDB. So that's how I started using Keyboard Maestro to sort of speed up this process. I made a bunch of clipboards from 1 through 9 on my number pad, and I was able to set each number to a different variable and copy and paste 5 or 6 different items at once rather than go back and forth. This alone sped up my workflow probably by 100-200%. But then the really powerful thing came afterwards. If you're in a DAW like Cubase, you probably need to have a separate session for each cue, which means you're going to have a lot of folders made. You're going to have a lot of folders for an episode that might have 23 to 27 pieces of music. Each cue is going to have its own folder, and it may even have subfolders within it. I found a way to export all the cues from CueDB into a script that I run on my computer, and it automatically creates all these folders for each episode. So once we were able to get all the data into CueDB, we were able to take that data, export it to a spreadsheet, and then export that spreadsheet to the script I wrote. And I'd like to share how this process goes with you. So what we have here is a spotting a cue sheet and my CueDB. Now, if I were to do this normally, I'd do new cue, I'd copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. Now you can see how this gets a little annoying to do if you're doing, I don't know, 67 cues, which gets, a little bit of a pain in the ass. So what I ended up doing was I made some variables. Here's just an example. I had variable 1. When I hit command 1, I set the variable to ID1, or set ID1 to whatever I'm hitting copy on. And then it'll store it, and I can recall it as ID1 with a paste function. So what this allows me to do, I set this up from all my number keys, 1 to 0. I'm able to go, all right, have I seen my corpse? Well, have you? Command 1. And then I could do command 2, command 3, command 4. It's hard to do this while typing. I'm talking at the same time. Command 5 and command 6. Now check this out. Let me close this out so we're starting scratch. So now all we really need to do is go in and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And this system works to use whatever cue you really need to do. How you can have it set up in whatever way you like. We're going to copy. And we're just going to paste everything in order. So the hardest part of remembering this is remembering which variable you did. But when you get into a sort of flow of things when you're working, and you can see how that's just so much faster. Now I'm going to do the last cue real quick. I'll probably fast forward till it's done. So once you have everything inside of CueDB, the next step is to export it into a spreadsheet. I like to do this into Excel, or in the case of this computer, I'm using numbers because I am out of date. And all you got to do is hit export. You can do Excel and hit that. It'll download it. You can open the file. Now, this is what it looks like when it comes out. What you're going to want to do is add a column after, which gives you this space to work over here. And we're going to type a special code in. The code that you're going to want to type in is available on my website. I'll drop the link in the description. But check this out. All you need to do is take this string of code and put it here. And then you're going to want to swap this with your QID and this with your title. So for me, I'm going to swap it to be B3 and B4. So A10 is going to be B3, and what's currently B10 is going to be C3. Now, all I have to do is click and drag, and it'll automatically update everything. So from here, highlight all three, Command-C. So what you're going to want to do next is open up Terminal, if you're on a Mac, and you're going to do CD desktop / the title of your folder. So this time, it's Have You Seen My Corpse? Boom. So right here is the name of the folder. And what you're going to do is just copy and paste. And it makes the folders for you. This is a super quick way to get all your folders done for a Cue. You could even get more advanced and create deeper folder structures with this and script all that out using this sort of string concatenation. If you want to know how this code works, it's available on my blog, as well as this other article that you might find helpful, all about file management and how to use some basic scripting technique to create all these different folder structures and project trees. But if you're interested in this kind of stuff, let me know if you want more. I have a lot of automation that I learned over the past few years, and I'm happy to share it with you. Until next time, keep it rocking.